Number 47, Notre Dame.
We run the clock, Super 16, it's the cream of the crop. College football, time to hit, don't stop.
You're adding this guy.
Just another go dome with the courage, heart, skill, and will. Bringing you the best 16, serving up a plate for the football fiends. Ranking the best 16 college teams. Football fans, it's the show of your dreams.
Ain't no bias, Chris Zorich breaking truth. Traded in the golden helmet in the past for a suit. With the tape, never lies, college ball, he's a stoop. Ranking the top 16, not the top 32.
I don't mean to cut you off like a Zorich jersey, but you ain't really grinding unless the jersey dirty. Hit the running back like a Mack truck behind the 30-yard line. It's game time, my team riding off the sideline.
You look at Chris like this with a fact checklist, going over college teams like a 50 scientist. Steve streaking from his head like in his playing days. Super 16 polls on the show straight away.
It's the FBS, the best of the best from the ACC to the SEC. Pac-12, Big 10, Mountain West, Sun Belt, and the Big 12. Open your eyelids, who the best like the clock. Super 16 is the cream of the crop. College football, time to hit, don't stop. With Christopher Zorich, just another go dome with the courage, heart, skill, and will. Bringing you the best 16, serving up a plate for the football fiends. Breaking the best 16 college teams. Football fans, it's the show of your dreams.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Week 14, which is actually the last week of college football, except for December 10th, which is going to be Army-Navy. But other than that, this kind of wraps up the season, which means we have our final poll, and we have an interesting comparison against the College Football Playoff Committee's poll, but we'll get to all that later. I'd like to thank the Football Writers Association of America and also the National Football Foundation for allowing us to present and give you our Super 16 all-college season. The exciting thing is that we can talk about some bowl games. They announced the bowl games. We're going to compare our 16 against the 16 for the college football playoff folks. And I have been very fortunate to vote in some of the postseason awards. So we can also talk about that. We're going to talk about the small itty-bitty thing called the transfer portal a little bit. The Heisman. We're going to talk about the Heisman because we've been kind of referring to that all year and crossing my fingers, hoping my guys got in. So before I start, let's hear from my sidekick in crime, Philatosian. Phil, welcome.
You always struggle with my name.
Well, I was waiting for the theme music. I thought you were ready for it. I struggle with Philatosian?
It rhymes with lotion. You say it like that.
Oh, Phil.
Try it.
Phil Lotion? Phil Lotion.
O toe and a shin. O toe shin.
O toe shin.
Give me my theme music, Chris.
Yes.
I come out with a theme music, Chris.
Coming into the meeting.
Yo. I wonder if you're on time. Can you hit another rhyme? Zorich. Yeah, I don't know if it works when you're streaming. Does it go on beat?
It sounds cool, yeah. It sounds good.
Okay, so then I can do some freestyle raps with my guy Cool Kennedy's instrumental. TTNL beats. Every time I come in now, I need a theme music.
There you go.
I come out before the team. I should have came out before you.
Oh, here we go. How about those bears?
I can't. Oh, I love you, man. You kept it together. I thought you would laugh a little. You haven't drank anything. That's the problem.
Right. That's the part.
Exactly.
I'm not pushing buttons I'm not supposed to be doing. So, and I have water here. So that's
how are the Bears? Oh
yes.
my God! I need Bear Down Chicago Bears. My friend played it on the piano, so somber and slow.
Oh,
that's what I
interesting.
need.
Okay.
I need to get that.
There you go.
That's what I would play, Chris.
Okay, I like that.
It's almost like a death march to the end of the season. It's the same old story.
Well, I was going to think about my theme song, but let's go ahead and talk about you for a minute.
Your theme song?
Yeah. Don't I get a theme song?
You have it. You have your own track.
I'm talking about when I come into a room.
Yeah, we got to get you a beat.
No,
Cool Kennedy.
I
need a beat.
I want it to be Back in Black by AC/DC.
Oh, you like that?
I love that. So my motorcycle, I call the best ever. So my motorcycle, one of my motorcycles is all black. And actually, her name is Back in Black.
Oh, look at you!
It is just like, and I got a kick-ass stereo on there, and I have my all my music looped. So when that comes on, dude, I blast it, man. My neighbors are like, "What the hell?"
This isn't your. That ain't your thing. That's Cherie's themes music.
Hey.
So yeah, we got to get you a theme. I don't know if we could do Back in Black because they'll knock us for a copyright.
I'm talking about. I mean, but I like
you need that sound.
Song ever.
Is it?
The intro for this? Absolutely.
Oh yes, the show intro.
Right.
Yes.
But I thought you were talking about like when I walk into a room.
When you walk into a room, I'm gonna put Cool Kennedy to a rocky type beat, rock type music for you. Yes.
But like hardcore, like not like.
So at next year's tailgate, when you come, when you show up, we're gonna play this music when you walk in.
Nice, I like that.
Some smoke.
Yes.
We'll have all the players back off.
There you go. Right. Everybody separates at the tailgate.
Exactly.
Walking in, dancing. Yeah. That sounds like something I want to do. All the attention will be on me.
All the attention on you.
I love that.
I'm the head coach. Back up, players. Coming out first.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about the Bears? Okay, let's talk about the Bears.
Okay, the Chicago Bears,
yes.
In all seriousness. If you're smart, you know what we're talking about. But the Chicago Bears, same old story. It feels like that 1990s classic, The Never-Ending Story, when you're riding that dragon dog or whatever it was. That's what this feels like. The rivalry continues, and it ends in a salute. As Aaron Rodgers salutes Matt Eberflus and his glass half full after every game philosophy and all that. Guess what that gets you? The L. Every time. And that's where we're at. There's nothing more I could say. The tape never lies on this stuff. I don't know what else to tell you. The Chicago Bears couldn't find a pass rush. The referees continue to their shady ways. Aaron Rodgers has all day, and the Bears lose. Field goal kick. Oh, we all know that story. The kicker misses the field, misses an extra point. Then we get a block kick. That's where we're at. That's where we're at.
How did you really feel after the game?
Oh, I was fired up. I'm tired of the same old story. You got to do something different. And fans, obviously, if you watch BHL, you heard what I had to say about it. And again, I'll be right again until it changes. Culturally, the Chicago Bears are at a crossroads. So you and I will wait to see what they do in the offseason. And I'll save all my thoughts. Obviously, tomorrow night, I'll talk about some of these things. We got Bernard Berrien, B.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So
B
I'm not even going to get a first round draft pick out of you. I got to wait until tomorrow.
Well, spoiler alert, I am of the culture of you get when the getting is good. I don't trade back. I know there's a lot of Twitter GMs and everyone that thinks that the more selections you have, the better you are. For me, the more selections you have, the more opportunities for busts you've gotten. You have to get it right. So you don't pass up on the best when you have those needs. You have to take those shots when you have it. So that's a teaser for tomorrow night because I know Shane is on the other side. For me, I'm staring at Jalen Carter and Will Anderson, and you know how I feel about Will Anderson and Jalen. And I say, okay, I'm cooking with gas because if Lovey decides to take Jalen Carter instead of a quarterback, then I still got Will. So I'm in great position. Bears will trade an extra 3 picks, and pick a guy. No, I'm kidding. That was Ryan Pace. Could have sat there and had Trubisky, right? But anyway, that's where we're going now. We still have 4 games. That's the crazy thing, Chris. But I have a lot to say about Justin Fields and the haters of him tomorrow, and I'll talk about it. But the Bears, again, to the Packers, it's the same thing. The refs, the field goal kicker, missed opportunities galore, a terrible offensive game plan, players not making maniacal play. Like, when's the last time we saw a championship effort out of everybody on the field for the Bears? Like, people are diving for catches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When's the last? Didn't happen. Hasn't happened. You and I know that's about a culture. It's about getting the best out of your players. And when you look at the college football game, I see some great coaches that are doing some things there. And I'm just telling you, the refs play a huge role in it. I shared a TikTok. I didn't share it with you today, Chris. The refs gets caught on camera, on mic. Saying, okay, let's just give it to.
No way, really?
He backs up, then he back, and I'm like, this is the shit that goes down. Like, it's so ridiculous. Like, there has to be accountability for them because we've seen it too many times. I mean, a face mask right in front of the ref, it's not called, but it's just tap Aaron Rodgers the wrong way. It's a flag. That stuff's got to stop. You fought for so long to get this kind of equality in the game.
Right.
Right. Now, what are you doing? Now you're cheating. Now you've got gambling involved.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have to make these questions. It's not cool. It's not cool. And Cherie probably has a game. All I know is what I've shared. That's it. The never-ending story. And that's where we are with the Chicago Bears. Are you happy with another loss to the Packers? I think the end-all, be-all is the salute for me. He just stood there to the fans, saluted you like,
thank you. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for letting me continue to own you. And that doesn't sit. That's why I would have those freaking guys, like crazed animals. Every freaking play would matter. You're screaming. You give everything you got. The season's over. This is the one game. People laugh at that stuff, not me. Because at the end of the day, we only get one life and you only get 17 of these every year. It just seems to be that your most embarrassing losses tend to be last second to the Packers, error to the Packers, Randall Cobb wide open against the Packers on fourth down. It's over and over. Gotta fight back, man. That's it. There's nothing, no more to say about it.
So there were no chairs or tables turned over. There were no chairs thrown, or
at my house.
Smash TVs, yes.
I don't smash TVs.
Okay.
I get fired up. I'm more of a yeller.
Okay.
I will yoke like somebody up if they're getting in my way, or it's third down. I'm at the stadium and Johnny and Jimmy are sitting their asses down eating fucking cheese fries instead of standing up cheering on fucking third down. Then I get fired up. What are you here for? It's the same thing as those.
They're there for the cheese fry.
People that leave at halftime. Like, why did you come? Like, just, you're here for the experience. We'll see, Coach E, Morgan, Getsy, this whole crew. First year, Chris. We're going to see how they improve. What are your thoughts on them, Chris?
Well, it's beyond frustrating, and the part that I just don't understand is this a repeat from last year or the last year's coaching staff? But more importantly, I mean, what's going on in that locker room? I mean, how are those guys feeling? And are they blaming each other? Are they pointing fingers at each other? Or are they saying, why can't we win? And lastly, the idea of kind of playing the Packers, right? And I grew up in Chicago, so for me, it was a little bit more of a rivalry. And I think I mentioned this before on one of the shows. When I was there, they were just acting like it was just another game.
Right.
And, I just didn't understand it. My first Green Bay game, I remember Walter Payton getting thrown over the bench. I remember Jim McMahon getting slammed. I remember all that stuff.
Right.
And for me, it was a huge game. And so for us to kind of see what happened, at this point, you lost the locker room, I think. And, how do you as a coach go out there and kind of get them fired up to play these last four games? And, somebody in the coach's ear or the GM's ear saying, hey, we got to be careful here. We want to make sure that we're number 2 in the draft pick, which I think is utterly disgusting, but that's just my opinion.
So you think they're just sitting there content?
How can they not be? But this goes on again. Why you hire a guy who's an assistant coach? That just talks. I just feel that when we look at the organization as a whole, what's the level of expectation? If you pay for somebody who is an assistant coach versus a proven coach that has won some games, won some Super Bowls, then you kind of get what you pay for, unless you're trying to get somebody on the up, on the come, and say, hey, this is going to be great in 3 years from now. Because do you want to be, somebody's guinea pig as a first year head coach? Do you want them, do you want to be the organization where they learn? No, I want to go out there and get the best coach available, or buy somebody else to coach. Let me do something to bring my team back to the top. But that's neither here or there. They obviously already hired them. So
yeah, we're gonna see. Again, I'm gonna give Eberflus obviously more than 1 year, but to your point, it goes and follows the same path of somebody. And I said this with Nagy, learning to be a head coach on the job of the Chicago Bears. This isn't Jacksonville. This is the charter franchise.
Right.
And I'll say this, and you correct me if I'm wrong. I feel as though there's an issue with George McCaskey facing off with alpha men that are going to bring a character of no nonsense to the stage, to the table, that might not sit well with him. Bruce Arians, Mike Ditka, Rex Ryan, that kind of personality, Jim Harbaugh, that personality you saw. And I'll say this again, you saw when he confronted Olin Kreutz's situation, right? And how he said, well, Olin, and take it with a grain of salt. Like, Olin's the perfect example of what the Bears need leadership-wise. Like, to every freaking player that's ever come on that has played with Olin, I go, who's the leader? Who is the most? Who is the leader? Who is the most? Who's the leader? Who's the Olin? But Olin can't even be in Hallis Hall.
Oh,
why? Because he's going to say the things that. Go ahead. What did you?
No, just saying he can be in there when they paid that they're going to pay him like
$15
$3.75 an hour or something like that. Yeah. No, it's $5 an hour.
It was 15, $5 for lunch. So it's 20 for the day. Well, actually, they took 5. They took 5. They gave him 10. He got lunch as well.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring it up. That's embarrassing.
Listen, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this plays out. I know where most of the network is. I'm on the opposite end, and that's where I'll be until proven otherwise. Because I'm with you. I want to see. I'll say this. I said it on BHL very clearly, but some people take it out of context. I don't like a coach that is a glass half full, but it's full after a loss. Full on bullshit of listing positives.
Right.
That, to me, isn't going to ever get it done. It's a huge red freaking flag. It's like in the ocean at night shooting out a freaking flare. That's how bright it is for me. No one wants to hear the positives on how great you were in the first quarter. In the second quarter, you had a great drive. It ended up with a field goal, but we got down there, we scored. Nobody wants to know that you were winning 19-10 and lost in the fourth quarter. No one wants to know those positives.
Right.
They want to know that you're going to fix this.
Right.
That's it. And the last person that wins a presser will win a Super Bowl, blah, blah. I'm not talking about press. I'm talking about setting a standard of what the expectation is.
Right.
That's it.
That was easy.
Let's talk college football.
It was
you always get me going. You always get me going.
I have to. You're my soulmate, my brother from another mother, you know.
Hold on. Give him his theme music.
Yeah. I hate music, man.
Chris Zorich, the championship weekend. What a weekend.
Crazy.
Were you getting nervous like every team was going to lose?
Well, first of all, I said on this show last week that although there's going to be some good games, we got to be careful because at least one team is going to lose.
Right.
At least one. I did not know it was going to be two.
Two
Utes.
Two Utes.
So the games we are referring to, of course.
Do you think it was fair that USC gets bumped out of there?
Dude, we're not even there yet, man. We have to go through the 16. We got to talk about.
Okay.
Man, we got to say, man.
All right, let's go through the 16 quick.
There's a script. Yes.
Let's do it quick. On the script.
The script. I'm in.
Ready.
16.
Number 16, UCLA.
this is fine because they did not move. They were 16 last week, and this was from beating Cal, which was the previous week. So nothing really changed here. We can go to 15.
Number 15, Oregon State.
Okay, that was real quick, wasn't it? Wow, that was super quick. Okay.
They bumped up.
They did. So here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing about this.
The Beavers.
The bad thing is that Oregon, so they beat Oregon for the Oregon bucket or whatever they play in the state of Oregon, right? But
Oregon bucket.
Here's the scary thing. We had Oregon, I think the highest they were like 5 or 6 or something like that.
Yeah, you had them at
week.
5.
I mean, they were, and we loved us some Bo Nix.
Bo Nix.
We're big fans of Bo Nix. He was actually at Auburn and got new life at Oregon. And now they're not even in the Super 16. Why? Because Oregon State beat them.
Hey,
are you kidding me?
How about them Beavers?
Are you kidding me? This is ridiculous, man.
They deserve theme music too.
It was a crazy year. Oregon State doesn't have Phil Knight money.
How
are they beating Oregon?
They're going out there and they're blocking and tackling, Chris.
Apparently.
That's how you do it.
And
I don't know if you know.
Then they score more points and then that's how they win. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. I wasn't sure how they're doing that.
I was hoping the Bears would follow suit.
Oh.
Hey.
We can go to number 14.
14 as I upload Chris Zorich's new theme music.
Number 14, Tulane.
Uh-oh. Their first appearance.
That's first appearance ever.
Where's Baylor at?
Wow. I think Baylor's like number 47 now. So, Tulane, they're in the American Conference. Actually, they wound up beating UCF. And it's kind of interesting because UCF is going to be one of the teams that are going to the Big 12 in 24. Yes, how about them Utes? But we got to wait because we're not there yet. Damn.
Ricketts was calling it for weeks, though. You got to give him his credit.
Hey, absolutely.
Tulane, no one had Tulane.
Yeah, no one had Tulane in the top 25, let alone top 16.
Tulane.
It's an amazing year for them, but
Darnell Mooney's the only one who had him on his Mooney's 16 poll show.
See? God bless them, though, man. I'm excited for them, and they're the only American Conference team that actually made it in the poll this year.
There you go. Tulane. Let's go to number 13.
Number 13, Florida State.
Florida's up 1 position from last week because they beat Florida, but again, they didn't play recently. But the exciting thing about this is, who knew, right? I mean, we all got excited after they beat LSU, and then they kind of had a couple of misses during the season. But I didn't know that they were going to be, they're going to finish 9-3, which is amazing.
They're turning it around, that program.
They are, and hopefully someday Miami will, and then we'll have a chance to see that rivalry again.
Florida State is like the southeastern version of USC. You're better with them in. They're like evil.
Yes.
The evil empire down there at one point. They just beat people. What is that? They bring the horse out and they throw the spear down. They start the
game. Yes, that's awesome.
It is awesome tradition down there. So it's good to see them back. What about number 12?
Number 12, Washington.
Now, they wound up staying at 12 from last week because their game they didn't play last week, but they played the week before, and they were able to play Washington State. Of course, they beat them. This is what they're supposed to do. The big brother's also supposed to beat the little brother, which Oregon did not hear. They didn't listen to this year. So, and I'm surprised because Washington, I think they're, what are they? They 9. I think they're 10 no, they're 9. Are they? I think they're 9-3, right?
Washington?
Yeah.
Just ask Cherie.
Washington.
She knows.
Washington. Oh no, they're 10-2.
10-2.
10-2.
Oh my
And who
God.
they lose to? Arizona State, which lost
they're
to coach.
moving up in
That's
Georgia's
crazy.
bowl.
And then they lost to UCLA. So that's amazing. So they're 10-2, but they're moving up. But I think they had a great year this year, considering. Let's look at 11.
Number 11, Penn State.
Now, this is the first team we're going to see like this. Penn State, although they beat Michigan State 2 weeks ago, last week.
I miss you, Penn State.
Unfortunately, they had to drop a little bit because we've had so many late comers doing their thing.
Doing that thing.
Okay, there we go. So they're down 3. They beat Michigan State. However, they're going to have a great ball game that we had a chance to see.
They didn't have a good season.
I know, it's weird. It's weird.
It's the weirdest thing, Chris. It feels
and once again, they're 10-2 as well.
They're 10-2. It feels like they were 6 and whatever.
Right.
Right.
I mean, imagine how they feel, right?
They are like the cousin's cousin.
They're the ones that they're eating outside for Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
They're not even inside the house. They're outside in the patio.
At the little kids' table,
right,
outside the house on the deck, in the cold.
Craziness. It is absolutely craziness. But yes,
go ahead. I didn't.
No,
but you were going to say.
No, I was going to say. But I mean, those 2 losses were to who? To Ohio State, and Michigan.
That's the Big Ten. People sleep on the Big Ten.
Oh,
people sleep on the Big Ten.
Well, I think it's that other division. It's the division on the other side. That
I think that other division's a little overrated. I'm just keeping it 100 with you.
Here we go. Okay, we aren't there yet.
Let's go to 10. Let's go to number 10.
Number 10, Clemson.
They actually moved up 5 when they beat UNC, which is interesting because we didn't think they were going to do it, right? We thought that the quarterback May was going to have his way with them, but they wound up pulling DJ finally and throwing in the second team guy, and the guy just balled out, and they were excited about it. Actually, DJ had some great comments about the backup after the game. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't see it, but did you see DJ? He announced.
I did.
Okay.
Which
we'll
is
talk
interesting
about it later
because I think we have a portal section that we're going to talk about if we can listen to the.
It could be a footnote here in the Death Valley. Number 10, Clemson in the ACC conference, the Atlantic Coast Conference. What about number 9, Chris?
I like number 9.
Number 9, Tennessee.
Oh my God, Tennessee. I mean, how excited were we about them? Lost those rough games down the line. They want to beat the crap out of Vandy. However, they had to go down 1. They went down 1 because again, it's getting to be a battle kind of when you look at the top 8, the top 9 teams. So they're going to have a great year. They're going to be going to a good bowl game. I got to find out what bowl game they're going to, but we can talk about that later. Let's go to number 8.
That was your theme music, but every time I play it, it like drowns you out. I don't know why.
I was waiting for the door behind you to open. I thought somebody was going to come in.
Yeah, it was supposed to be you.
Oh,
your doppelganger.
My doppelganger that you showed me.
Bullets found a doppelganger.
No, that probably was not. That was not. That was absolutely not. That was absolutely not.
Number 8, USC.
Now we start talking about the great games.
Let me say one thing. I forgot to give you credit. You kept Tennessee at 9, despite Hendon being not there. So you just kept it how they played this year.
Well, they went down 1, but yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't bounce them out of the top 16.
No, they had some great. No, I mean they had. Why would they be bounced out of the top 16?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm giving you credit that you
They
didn't do that.
Oh, right. I mean, they had 2 booty losses, but
Well, how about USC? Got a
Oh,
little beat up there, USC,
Oh, my
says
God.
Ben Ricketts.
so let me see. So you have a chance to first time ever you're going to be in the college football championship Final Four, and
Can you imagine losing that game?
dude, that game, man.
You can't lose that game, bro.
Now, and it's so hard. We've talked about this before in the past. It's so hard to beat a team twice in 1 year.
How much do you lend it to Caleb getting hurt?
I mean, they were kicking ass before he got hurt. So, I mean, to blame it on the fact that he had a pulled hamstring,
took away his ability to beat him.
Okay, so
Playing devil's advocate here.
Okay, so should our quarterback sit on the bench then or something? I mean,
Trevor Siemian comes in, it's a different offense with Chicago.
Well, I don't know, but didn't he have an injury before the game?
I don't think he did he?
I think he did.
Listen,
You're talking about the quarterback for the Bears, right?
Oh yeah, I was just using it as an example. Justin Fields goes down.
Okay.
Bears ain't winning.
Right, but the reason why they're not winning is because I think he pulled something before in the pregame.
Oh yeah, that was Trevor Siemian. Hurt a glute muscle.
Right, and then he's getting surgery, and then he's out for the remainder of the season.
Hurt his glute.
Wow. That has to get surgery on. I mean, it's not funny, but damn. All right.
No, it's not a glute. I'm just kidding.
Anyway, but
this kid, though, took away a big part of his. So USC fans watching this, they have an argument here. Like the guy was hurt. He couldn't move. He tried to tough it out like Justin Fields.
Okay, so what's the argument? Then do we need to stop the game, or we need to pull our the other team needs to pull their quarterback? What? Or is that just an excuse, or what?
I get it. I'm throwing it out there.
Okay, so if he was healthy, they would have beat Utah. Is that what you're saying?
That's what USC fans are saying. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I saw this big argument on Facebook from the authenticated, check marked on Facebook USC account.
Okay.
So let's just address it. So you say no. You go down. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to I mean,
Lincoln couldn't make something happen.
Well, right, and I mean, were they on a great ride? Yeah. I mean, they didn't play defense, Chris. Right? That's what happens. But then also, man, look, we're talking about USC. We have to give Whittingham and our guy Cameron Rising some credit, man. These guys,
my God,
balled again.
Cameron Rising, man. He's the kind of guy that he's Ralph Macchio in the Karate Kid,
man.
right?
I mean, you want the guy on your team, man. And did you see the guys in the stands? There were like 4 guys that had the same hairdo and the goatee.
Yeah, that was great.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious. He's somebody that doesn't look the part whatsoever.
No,
You're like, is this kid a skateboarder?
Right. But the coach,
and he balls out.
Who, okay, check this out. So me and my boy were talking about the coach, right? We're like,
he's a great coach.
Even alluded to, man, maybe he might move. Do you know how long he's been at Utah?
Yes.
28 years.
Yes. He was there even with this dude. What's his name? He was doing the pregame show there.
Urban Meyer.
Urban, yeah,
so
thank you.
He went as he was a defensive line coach, became the D coordinator, and then became the head coach. Yep, 18 years. So the last 18 years, this dude's the head coach. And before that, he's the DC.
He's the guy I would call with the McCaskies.
Well, and then did you see his look? I mean, he looked, what did he look like? Maybe 62, maybe? Dude, he has his sleeves rolled up. He had some guns. I was like, damn, dude, this dude looks good.
Did you hear when I loved when he goes, well, They're going to the playoffs. They got the Heisman winner. They're going to beat us. Might as well do it. No, that's what we love. That's what we love. Bring it on. That's my guy.
2 times.
He ain't hiding there.
2 times this year.
He ain't hiding. He ain't hiding.
They're the underdogs, and they beat SC. So
and every year, honestly, when I watch college tape, this isn't blowing smoke. Utah is one of the best coached defenses you'll see on tape. They're DBs. They're always in the right positioning. They're aligned correctly. They tackle. So that was the difference. Credit to Kevin Wood as well for saying it.
Well,
USC didn't tackle.
He was the former. Well, hold on. So the head coach at Utah was a former linebacker at BYU.
Ben knows the whole story, man.
That's awesome. How about that, man? I mean, you just knew that this dude was he's just a hard ass, man.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
And like to stay in one place for 28 years, dude, he ain't going nowhere. And he's going to win you some games. See,
I would fly him out of there.
Exactly.
Get him in Chicago.
That's not going to happen. Sorry. He's not going to give him up that beautiful location.
Let's
all right.
Go to number 7. Number 7. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Number 7. TCU.
Stop the press. Time out. People are going to hate me for this. What are they talking about? Number 7. What the hell's going on here? They should be number 4. They should be number 3. Or like the College Football Playoff Committee thinks, they lost the game. Let's just keep them at 3 like we were before. Are you fucking kidding me? They lost the game.
Make Chris a believer. Make him a believer. Believer.
So, we're going to talk about this team when we talk about the comparison with our poll and the.
All right, let's go to number 6 then.
Let's go to number 6.
Put a bookmark there.
Yeah. Number 6. Kansas State.
Wait a minute, who's the idiot that put them above TCU, the team that they beat? Oh, that was me.
Yeah, that was you.
They just beat the crap out of them, but yet, okay, all right, I don't understand that. Anyway, so we had a chance to see, and hey, man, yes, Mac Duggan, great player. Got some great players on that team. That running back for Kansas State, though, that little short dude,
little Vaughn,
rocking it.
Deuce Vaughn,
rocking it, man.
Love that kid. I love his height. He's got.
Hey, I'm a fan.
Got the best number. He's got the perfect size. Get him some carries here.
There you go.
No, what an explosive football player there, Kansas State. They always seem to have that.
Everybody thought they were going to get beat.
Listen, I thought I got to keep it 100. I thought that was a touchdown. I don't know how it wasn't challenged or looked at.
Mm-hmm.
I went from loving Sonny Dykes to hating Sonny Dykes in a matter of 2 minutes.
Like in different text messages. Because first one is, oh my God, he's the best coach ever. I love this guy. And then all of a sudden, I hate this guy. Literally within minutes.
I go, how do you get to the goal line and not get Duggan the ball and just powered it? 2 quarterback sneaks, win the game. Goodbye. No, I'm like, what? I couldn't believe it.
Amazing.
I couldn't believe it. Okay, the first time you get stopped, you don't even go crazy. I would have went ape, you know what.
Right.
You got the Dallas scoreboard. The kid reaches the ball. I put a video on my Instagram. I'm like, there's no way. Look, the ball's over. He's not down. They didn't look at it. Okay, I lose my crap on the sideline. He doesn't. He runs it again with this. I'm like, is this Nagy and Getsy? Like, what are we doing here?
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, TCU. Kansas State, credit to you.
Absolutely.
Credit to Kansas State.
Who's number 5?
Number 5. Utah.
The Utes.
The Utes. Thought they were going to be higher, man.
We love the Utes. You can get it higher. I mean, how much higher can you put them?
One more spot.
Oh, you think? Huh? Oh, okay.
How
All
about
right.
them heading to the
Yes.
Rose Bowl? Love me some Utes.
Yes, love
That's a
them.
good
Some
Rose Bowl.
amazing. Just, I mean, played a great season this year, and this is back-to-back Rose Bowls for them.
Exactly. They won it last
They
year.
obviously deserve. Yep.
Now they win it again. They're going again. Penn State, Utah. Cam Rising. How about the rugby tight end? The kid just running over people.
Who first year played football.
He's running.
I'm like,
over
holy smokes!
You were like, holy smokes! Meanwhile,
Jeepers creepers.
Exactly.
Creepers. He was running over people.
Hey.
That's what I was saying watching the tight ends. Let's go to number 4. Or do you have any? We talked a lot about Utah already.
We did.
Here is Chris's bowl college football playoffs. For those of you paying attention.
Number 4, Alabama.
Interesting.
There it is.
I'm one of the
Number
people
4.
that were watching the show all day on Sunday, thinking it was college game day. It wasn't college game day. It was the college football playoff announcement for the top 25. And they did 1 and 2. They knew already. Then they did number 3, and my heart sank because it was TCU. I almost vomited in my mouth. But they had Alabama like 15th, or no, they didn't have Alabama 15th. I think Alabama was 5 or 6 or something like that. But I think Alabama deserves to be in because they put Alabama and Ohio State at 5 and 6. This was their call. And then the 2 teams above them. See, okay, so when you have a ranking, you got 1, 2, then 3, then 4. And then when those 2 teams that we've done all year, when those 2 teams at 3 and 4 lose, they go down. And then the team that's underneath them goes up. See how that works? Okay, these are the team that win. This team lost. Boom. These teams go up. See, look at that. See, it's that easy. But apparently, they don't do that. They don't have that visual with the college football playoff committee. And they think that even though they ranked Alabama and Ohio State 5 and 6, that they don't deserve to be in there. But who's number 3?
Number 3, Ohio State.
There they are.
So they felt good enough to put Ohio State in there.
How many losses do they have? How many losses do they have? 1. Alabama has 2.
Right.
Utah has 3, right? USC has 3.
Right. Are we? I mean,
TCU has 1.
TCU
Only 1 loss.
Right.
That's their argument.
Right. But I would take a 2 or 2. Right. But okay. The argument then, they should look at the talent. They should look at the conference then. The Big 12 conference can't hold the SEC's jockstrap. So the fact that they lost 1 game against a team they beat before, I mean, really? And so then you can't put an Alabama team that plays top talent all the time. I mean, their 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th game of the season is against a competitive team that balls every week. So that's my argument, is that we all know that SEC is a better conference, and TCU had a loss late in the season. They're asking me out of there. Oh, it's a conference. Oh, so it's well, conference matters. Okay, well, conference matters if you win. If you lose, we just saw, doesn't make a difference. That's my beef. Let's move to number 2.
Well, you have an argument there.
Number 2, Michigan.
There they
How
are.
about this? How about the fact that Jim Harbaugh he had to renegotiate his contract in the beginning of last year? How about that? There was talk of them trying to get him out of there.
You know
Not
how you
only
and I felt.
did he beat Ohio State last year, he beats Ohio State this year. I mean, that AD has to be crapping his pants right now. It's like, how much is he going to ask for? Kidding me?
I'm just glad he didn't go to the Vikings.
I didn't know he was asked.
Yeah, he was there.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah,
Remember?
right.
That's
Right.
about.
Right. And people are like, what the hell is he doing? He's like,
why isn't he in Chicago? That was you and I.
That's right. Well, we all know why he's in Chicago because he's a competitor. And but he's a former head coach. See, had he never coached before, if he had never coached in the NFL before, they would have jumped on him. But he has head coaching experience, which means he's going to cost more. So they're like, eh.
So what do you just stay there? I just have a quick question because someone will say it. John Fox in that theory.
Correct. And so that was my only mishap, so to speak, since who's the head coach before Ditka?
Oh man.
Abe Gibran?
No, it was somebody else.
Rockney?
The hell was this dude's name? He
Hallis?
was there.
No?
Huh?
Hallis? No?
What's it Hallis?
Okay. So
Hallis had head coaching experience, George. You're not gonna hire your own grandpa?
However, if you look at let's say
Armstrong, there it is.
There you go. Okay. So and I think Armstrong was an assistant. So I didn't even know who was an assistant before Armstrong. But so from Armstrong, so let's just say from 1980. Let's just say 1980. Yeah. So 1980, you hire all assistants except for one hire who's a head coach in the CFL, but he was an offensive coordinator in the NFL. Which was Trestman. Yeah. And then after him, you hire Fox.
Nobody wanted Trestman, right?
And that didn't work out. So you hire one coach since 19 freaking 80 that had head coaching experience, had NFL head coaching experience. Are you kidding me?
There you go.
Do you want to win? I mean,
what does that say? He was not a head coach.
Oh, he was definitely not a head coach. He was definitely not a head coach. That was the good
Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh took Stanford, turned that program completely around, then goes to San Francisco, who was in the Bears' shitty doldrums, and brings them to a Super Bowl with a guy that they won't even let in the league. Think about it. Twice. Oh, my God. It was so easy for me. That was his dream. It's his dream to be the Bears coach. Oh, my God. Millhouse. He can't retire soon enough. Will George toughen up? Listen. Anyway, Eberflus. The flus is loose. Loosey-goosey. I want to see what happens.
That's going to be your new song, huh?
Yeah, it
is.
Flus is loose. The flus is loose. He's on the street. The glass has full every time they get beat.
There you go.
There you go. It's happening live, Cherie. Anyway, Michigan, go blue.
Let's talk about number one, and then let's talk about the comparison there.
Number 1, Georgia.
Georgia. I think Ohio State was won maybe 2 weeks in a row or something like that. So the idea that Georgia was able to maintain.
I thought you were going to do it. You're going to put that Michigan at number 1 for Cherie and me.
And Rick, but it didn't happen. Did not happen. Couldn't happen. Why? Because of Georgia.
Yeah.
Because they were the defending national champions, and every game people gave 1,001%.
1,001.
1,001.
There we are.
What are let's see our top 16.
Top 16. Let's look at it here. End all be all for this season.
We got some newcomers in there.
We got the UCLA
Bruins
that
didn't do too well.
Chip Kelly finally seeing the light of day on the
our Bo Nix and the Oregon crew totally out of it.
Oh, Bo. What happened to Bo?
I know.
Where'd Bo go?
Where did Bo go?
Oregon State, number 15, if you're listening on the podcast version. Number 14, it's Tulane. Tulane. What's their mascot? The Wave?
Green Wave, baby. Green Wave.
Green Waves.
Let's go,
baby. Number 13, Florida State. Number 12, Washington, the Huskies. Number 11, Penn State. Number 10, Clemson.
Oh.
Hey. Number 9, Tennessee. Take me to another place. Number 8, USC, the Trojans. Number 7, oh my God, the Trojans. Did you blow it? Number 7, TCU. They're in the playoffs. Chris says
Get them out of there.
FCU.
Get them out of there.
FCU. 6, Kansas State. 5, the Utes. The Utes are going to the Rose Bowl. Number 4, Alabama. Chris believes should be in the college football playoffs. Shane Marsaw is so excited, believes in you, Chris, once again. Number 3, Ohio State, the Buckeyes. Oh, by the way, they're in. Number 2, Michigan, Jim Harbaugh. Number 1, Georgia. There it is.
Amazing. So let's wrap that one up with the Heisman, because Heisman's are easy. Yes, we're good.
Okay, let's go to the Heisman. Don't end just yet, Chris. Come on.
Huh?
Let's go to the Heisman. Talk about it. Your boy Stetson Bennett. I see his name.
Be careful.
I see his name.
So all season we talked about CJ Stroud at Ohio State throwing up some great numbers. We talked about Caleb Williams, and my favorite, Stetson Bennett. If I had a vote, I proclaimed that like week 1 that I was going to vote for him. But the dark horse who kind of came out of the blue was Max, right? Max Duggan.
Max Duggan
for TCU.
Let me tell you, the heart of a champion in that game. Everything.
Absolutely.
That's why I said I hated Sonny Dykes, because you as a coach have a responsibility to see the forest before the trees.
Sure.
Like, what are you looking at? This is the kid. He's diving, he's grinding, he's running, he's throwing, he's doing everything to bring you back from the doldrums of an utter embarrassment, and you failed. Duggan, talk about the heart of a lion.
Former second teamer,
former walk-on.
Oh, that's right.
And he's former second teamer as well. Here he is in the highs. Same with Stetson Bennett.
Your boy. Guy, Stetson.
Also a former walk-on.
Guy
5th
told to
string.
Get him out of there. So how
7th
about this,
string.
Man? So all week, people have been kind of dogging him because he's 25. And so people are like, he's balling against 19-year-olds. He should be able to. And I'm like, well, whoa, time out. Y'all, whoever said that about him doesn't understand the story. They don't know.
God.
I mean, for those of you who might not have heard me talk about it all the time, I mean, this dude went from walking on at Georgia to going to being basically not kicked off the team, but told to go, went to a junior college, played there, came back. They still told you there's no spot on you there's no spot on the team for you, but he was a third-team quarterback, so they needed him. So, okay, fine. Doesn't play at all. Last year, gets in the game. Well, I'm sorry, not gets in the game, but about halfway through the season, started to play more, and then took it to the national championship. And then even then, people were like, okay, all right, goodbye. Stetson's like, no. I have a 6th year because I was in school during COVID. Let me go take this. That's the reason why I'm 25. I'm going to come back for another year. And guess what?
Exactly.
Not only is he back in the national championship hunt, which is extremely hard to do, as we've seen, he's now in the Heisman.
He's in the Heisman.
The freaking Heisman.
Dude, his story
we love us some
is
Bryce Young, But Bryce Young had some great stats. He's not even in the top 4.
Not even in the top 4.
And then you get Caleb Williams, did very well. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sitting there watching it, looking at this, and Caleb Williams, I would have given the Heisman to. That's who I would give the Heisman.
Against Notre Dame. Are you talking about now?
Just
or?
Through his whole season, I felt like he obviously just did some amazing things with no defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's winning those games. But your points here about these guys willing games, Duggan, Bennett, and then Stroud. For me, I don't know. I think out of the 3 of them, Williams is the best. 4 of them, I mean.
Yes.
Williams is the best, but he's only if I was a GM, Williams would be the choice for me as a quarterback. But I would tell him he couldn't paint his nails or any of that shit. At least tell him that's not happening here.
That's not happening in the NFL?
No. But as far as where these guys' stories are and how they've played, I don't think anybody should overlook what Stetson Bennett, and this is where people get stuff confused. They look, well, Georgia's got all this talent without looking at the point guard that's delivering the mail every time when the team needs it. He's made the plays and delivered the football there.
Right.
So it's hard to go against some of the points that you made. And this is the guy that everybody was handing the Heisman to me is the last one I would give it to is Stroud. I think Justin Fields was a better quarterback all day than Stroud. But that's my opinion.
Well, but it's amazing here. I mean, you look at other schools, and even let's say Ohio State. I mean, Justin Fields leaves, first-round draft pick, and okay, we got C.J. Stroud coming in. He's in the Heisman. I mean, what is Ryan Day doing there, or what's in the water that allows you to have these top-notch quarterbacks in college that are competing?
My God, Ryan Day is. That's another reason why I love Harbaugh so much. When he took that shot at Day. Saying, yeah, anybody can inherit that and win there. It's like there's plenty of talent there. You have to look at the culture that you're building, and it's night and day. How about that?
Oh,
between Michigan and Ohio State.
You had a vote.
If I had to vote,
yes.
Oh my God, I really love the stories of Duggan and Bennett. Duggan's heart showed me so much because I haven't really watched a lot of TCU, but I really came away so impressed with him. But I'd have to give it to Caleb Williams.
Okay.
Caleb Williams would be the best. Like watching a bunch of USC games, this dude put some throws on tape that you can't even believe.
Oh my God. When he played against Notre Dame, I think they had a graphic. The one where he ran 83 yards to gain 11.
Yeah.
And so, he is a great athlete. And oh, by the way, he's a sophomore. So
exactly, he's got another year.
It's crazy. However, I think he learned that karma is a bitch sometimes. So you probably not want to put your opponent on your fingernails anymore because
that was tough. That's like the Bears doing the Super Bowl shuffle and then losing.
Right.
You can't do that.
Right, exactly. I mean, that would be that would be the worst. The Bears, shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you.
We're so bad, we know, we lost the bowl. That's it. Right?
That's literally
that don't work.
Right.
The fact that they won and kicked ass doing it made it even. I mean, the biggest thing you'd
all,
ever
it's
see.
all part of the lore. Absolutely.
Exactly.
It's all part of the lore.
And they
All
did
right,
it
so
way
now-
before the Super Bowl. They filmed that, as
Yes.
you know.
Yes. So now let's just take a brief look at the top 4 of the college football playoff. So at number 4, they have Ohio State. Number 3, they have TCU, 2 Michigan, and 1 Georgia. And our poll had 4 Alabama, 3 Ohio State, 2 Michigan, 1 Georgia. And my argument was they talked about how important. Well, first of all, my argument was that they felt that Ohio State and Alabama were 5 and 6 a week ago.
Right.
And then you have your number 4 team, who was TCU at the time. No, I'm sorry. You had USC lose.
4.
They're out. Right.
So they had 4 USC, 3 was TCU.
Right.
Before the championship weekend. Alabama was 6, Ohio State was 5. They bounced USC, but not TCU.
Right.
So Ohio State's able to move in, but not Alabama is where you've drawn the line.
Correct. And
you don't think it's fair?
Well, no. I mean, because they talk about how if championship games matter, they should matter only when you win. I mean, if you lose, what does that mean? And then you lost to a team that you beat before. So are they just saying that, oh, it's just an extra game? I mean, the idea of you being so good with a team that has a conference championship, okay, so you're going to automatically be in there.
They keep going back. Well, Alabama only has that 1 win against Texas.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they keep saying.
Right. And then I think TCU, I think Texas played TCU and beat them. So
right. That's what they're saying. Alabama has that win.
Right. So they're saying, oh, well, a common opponent. And it's like, dude, bullshit, dude, because before they played Texas, they had to play Auburn, or they had to play Tennessee, or they had to play Mississippi State, another great team. Before TCU played Texas, they played, I don't know who's in the Big 12. They played Kansas. Oh, I mean, that's my thing, right?
Oklahoma.
Well, yeah. So
what are the whys? Right.
Exactly. Word to the wise, right? Is
what are the whys?
You want to see the best teams in there?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where the competition is going to be. The best teams.
Ben is saying USC got spanked. TCU didn't. TCU fell on the last stupid decision.
Right. Which, hey, I understand that, but I'm looking at the level of talent that are in these conferences. I mean, for years we talked about how.
When do they go to 12?
24.
2020. So 1 more year of this.
1 more year of this, correct.
Or is it 2 more years?
No, because it's going to be 23. Next will be 20. So this is 2022.
Okay, but look, so 2022 season, the championships played in 2023, January.
No.
So is it just 1 year?
Technically, from what you're saying, yes.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to decipher. Is it going to be in that 2000? So it's technically January of 2025 that we're seeing this.
Right.
Oh, it is.
Right. So it's the season.
So it's 2 more years.
Correct. Because this is 2002, and then 2004. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it's the season of.
The season of 2024.
Correct.
That fall season.
Right. We will
begins
see
it. We will see it. Thank you, Robert McGraw.
There we go.
Quick draw McGraw over here.
So at this point, this is the time when Cherie and I would be finished because we know how to run a show and time it correctly.
Real quick.
But somebody had a little rant that took like an hour.
Oh,
So all this is just stuff going to be bonus stuff that we could talk about.
Real
First
quick.
of all, real quick.
Go ahead.
I think I sent you this earlier today, but because I am a part
here?
of the
Slurpee Bowl.
Oh, you're a
Chris is
best
Slurpee. TCU versus Utah in the Slurpee Bowl.
That is funny. That is funny. For those folks who may
Shout
not
out to
know,
Ronji.
Ronji, thank you, Ronji. I was fortunate enough to participate in the appearance at a 7-Eleven
7-Eleven.
in the South Bend area. Notre Dame's called Mishawaka, Indiana, and we had a great turnout. They even had a hype guy.
They had a hype guy.
I had never experienced before. That was so cool, man. It was a DJ with a microphone.
I saw.
He was hyping the crowd. It was hilarious.
Ladies and gentlemen, straight from Notre Dame, the 3-time All-American.
That's what he was saying. I was like, yeah. I mean, it was great. It was great. So that was exciting. So thank you very much for the Slurpee Bowl. I actually love that graphic. So that's pretty cool. I like that.
We're gonna keep it for the year.
Nice. But what I was trying to say before I was really interrupted, thank you very much, Phil. I'm joking. Because I am a participant in the Football Writers of America Association, I have a chance to vote.
Yes.
In the Eddie Robinson Award, which is the award for the best coach of the year.
And the winner goes to
Jim
Harbaugh.
Finalists are I can't even see these people.
Harbaugh is one of them.
Yes.
I know that.
I'll just go. So Michigan, Tulane. I can't even see the names.
Tulane,
Duke, TCU.
Nope.
US.
Nope.
Georgia.
He got a jet. That's his fun.
Troy. And
Troy.
USTA.
Okay. Cherie might be in conflict here between Go Blue and USTA. That's her alma mater.
Oh,
but we got to give it to. You're voting for Jim Harbaugh, correct? Got to give it to Harbs.
Me or Cherie?
You.
No.
What?
Yes. As
You're
much
not
as I'm
voting.
not a. Here we go, though. This is me being true.
Jeepers creepers.
Here's me being truthful.
Back-to-back Big Ten champions.
Yes.
Beats Ohio State in Ohio State.
Yes.
And we're going to give it to Georgia.
I'm giving it to TCU Sonny Dykes.
After he didn't give
him one. Yes. How about
you
this?
don't even want him in the playoffs.
I know. Isn't that amazing? The reason why is this is first year. It's on the script. It's on the script. He took a team that I think was 6-6 last year. If not, they were probably 5-7 or something like that. Sure, can you look and see what TCU was last year? But he's a first-year head coach and took them to the promised land.
I can't believe this.
And you have Jim Harbaugh, who's been at Michigan for a couple years, had a great season last year, had a great season this year, but he had a great season last year. Like, he should have.
You're putting Sonny Dykes in the Slurpee Bowl. All of a sudden, he's the coach he's voting for.
Absolutely. Because he did what was just, the only other person I would give it to is Lincoln Riley, considering what, look at that. How do you take a 5-17 and get them to be undefeated as a first-year coach at that school?
There you go. All right. Chris Zorich has spoken. I'm glad that you listen. Glad you are honest about your rant. This is me right now. As you. I can't believe you didn't give it to Harbaugh. Just kidding. That's me right there. Me as you.
There you go. He's been there for like the odds.
Former teammate is writing in. He can't.
Hey man, no bias. Hey man, this is the truth. I'm keeping it 100. That's the reason.
Tulane, TCU, Troy, UTSA, that's University of Texas San Antonio. Michigan, who by the way won, number 2 in the country. Georgia, TCU, and Duke. Those were the finalists, and Zorich has TCU. TCU.
Yes, Sonny Dykes.
Sonny Dykes. I went from loving Sonny to hating Sonny in one overtime. One overtime decision. 90 seconds, exactly.
So maybe
Sonny
the last part, maybe we will be able to get this in 90 seconds. The transfer portal.
Yes.
What the hell? What the hell is going on, people? For those of you who might not know what the transfer portal is, it's an opportunity for student athletes to jump, of all sports, jump in literally a portal and transfer to another school. We have yet to see. I thought there was a limit on the schools. Apparently there's not. We just saw TJ Daniels jump in the transfer portal again. He started
back. Louisiana Tech has 18, Colorado State 17, Texas A&M 16, Arkansas 15, Kent State 14, Oklahoma State 13, Oregon 13, Maryland 12, Virginia Tech 12, Washington State 12, Alabama has 11, Jackson State, give me my theme music, Chris, again, has 11 already.
Coaches
That's just some that are just jumping in the portal,
and it's crazy because coaches now have to recruit to keep their players, the current players. They have to recruit in high school and to recruit players coming in off the transfer portal. I mean, this is like literally chaos.
I think there's like over 1,400 players in the transfer portal.
Right. And so here's what a lot of folks don't know.
Yeah.
So let's take, for example, you, Phil.
Yes.
You want to jump in the transfer portal because for whatever reason, you're not playing, whatever, you're graduating, whatever it is.
Right. We got a new coach. I don't like his philosophy.
Right.
He comes in playing theme music, tells me, hit the portal.
Wow. Jesus. So what happens is you throw your name in this, it goes up on a list.
Yeah.
And people can see this. So what happens when the transfer period ends? So right now the transfer period is going from December 5th to January 18th. After that, there's going to be another 2 weeks in May. But after that, if you get picked up, guess what?
You're out of luck, right?
Yes. So your scholarship's gone from the school you left.
It's like a gamble here.
What the hell? Now, if you're a 5-star guy,
shouldn't you test the water? Can they test the water? Like
they can't test. No. Well, here's
they can't talk to any of the.
No, they can't. No.
Oh.
So the policy at the majority of schools is if the kid jumps through the portal, he's off the team, right? Some schools will say, no, we'll take you back. But that's very rare. Because think of it, what did you say when you jumped in the portal? I don't want to be a part of this team anymore.
Right.
So it started in 2018. At that time, I was the head coach, I was the athletic director at Chicago State University. And we had a kid on our basketball team. Our basketball team wasn't that great. Hello. That's not my Chicago State gear, but okay. He was on a basketball team. He jumped in the portal.
Yep.
And we told him, or he was aware that if he does this, like he's not going to be part. Like he can get treatment if he's injured, but he's not going to be part of the team. And when the semester's over, your scholarship's gone because you left. Sure enough, what happened? He didn't get picked up. He came back to the coach and was like, "Hey, can I come back?" So this is the kind of the dirty side of the transfer portal that people don't know about. All these kids that are jumping in might not get picked up from other schools because on the flip side, the school that they're going to has to have a scholarship available.
Yeah, this is crazy. I thought they were allowed to speak to the other school, thus enter the transfer portal for that purpose. No, they just are throwing their name out there like a free agent. And now they have to get talked to. Now, what goes on, Chris, at that point?
Well,
now that their name...
They're being courted. They're being recruited again. Their name goes on the list. And then here's the kicker. Per NCAA rules, you're
only allowed a certain amount of transfer portal, except...
No, you can get as many as you want.
Take,
as we saw with Mel Tucker and Michigan State, right? I mean, he wound up getting I think 25 or something like that, which was the most at the time. And he went from a terrible team the year before to, being like 5th or 6th or something like that in the country. And now you see what happens. But anyway, each Division I team has 85 scholarships. So that 85 scholarships, I mean, every team has that. You have to count for that. So a lot of teams are doing this. They're telling kids, hey, that aren't successful, that may not play. They're like, hey, you might want to think that portal because, you aren't a chance here. But what they're not saying is, I can't kick you off the team, but I'm going to make it, it's going to be terrible for you if you stay. So 9 times out of 10, a kid's going to leave.
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
But you throw your name in that portal, nothing's guaranteed, again, except for the big name players, right?
Right.
But
or the coach that's leaving, like Lincoln did.
Right.
And now you're seeing Dion do this. He's already got his quarterback. There's no competition. Here's your quarterback. Oh, but we're going to have a whole
different story. So
we have to earn it.
Right.
We're going to see these things happen because there's going to be coaches fired and hired as well, right? Coming up too.
Absolutely. And then here's the scary thing is I would love if Sports Illustrated, USA Today, or somebody did kind of in look at the kids that didn't get picked up.
Yeah, we need to see that.
I mean,
I agree.
Where are they going? Are their parents paying for them to go to another school? I mean, are they feeling financial aid out again? I mean, think about this.
Think about this weird thing. You have no advisor in this situation, especially a young kid
who is pissed off because they're not playing. So therefore, having a guy who's 18, 19 years old, and I don't even remember what the hell I was doing at 18, 19. You couldn't give me a decision like that. Because I wanted to go home after my freshman year. My mom was like, stay your ass to school.
Right.
So, if I had my druthers, I'd have packed my little Army duffel bag up and went home because the school was too hard for me.
I stupidly tried to pursue a rap career instead of continue.
There we go. See? I mean, so at that age, now you're asking them to, and we're not even going to approach the NIL issue, but now you're talking about going to different schools. And that's the sad part is that all these kids out there aren't going to get picked up.
Is the kid from Notre Dame going to get picked up? The quarterback?
Who knows? Who knows?
How about what you shared with me tonight? The kid from North Carolina.
Well, there's a possibility.
Is that a rumor?
I know, exactly. We weren't sure if it was real or not. But it just goes to show you that, well, here's a perfect example. The kid who won the Bolitnikov last year was at Pitt.
Went to USC.
He went to USC. But, when you think about it, his quarterback left. So he wasn't going to get all the touches again, right? So, I can see that. But the idea now that kids can and again, I thought it was a 1 year, only one and done. You can go to many times. We just saw JT Daniels. This is going to be his 4th school.
JT Daniels. He's the Lane Kiffin of freaking players.
That's hilarious. Think about it. He started USC, went to Georgia.
Yep.
And by the way, he may have gotten beat out by the guy who's getting the Heisman, but anyway, that's who's in the Heisman ballot right now. But
Stetson Bennett
went to he's at West Virginia now. Oh, by the way, I'm jumping in the portal. That's 4 schools. 4 schools.
Wow.
It's chaos.
It's total chaos.
Absolutely chaos. And
Mass
it's
confusion.
really unfair. It's really unfair because these kids have no direction. Even if your parents went to college, this shit is so complex that, I mean, it's crazy. Even if your parents are athletes in college, right? I mean, I was an athlete, I understand. No. It's so crazy because, I mean, what type of advice are you giving your kid if the coach calls them in and says, hey, think about this. You're a sophomore.
Crazy.
You didn't play your freshman year, okay? I mean, who does, right? I mean, not everybody plays their freshman year. So your second year, you're getting ready. You put on, 10 pounds maybe, working on the weight room, getting good food in you. You're busting your butt. You're competing now for the possibility to maybe play your junior year, right?
Right.
And your coach calls you in his office and says, hey, you're not in our plans. You might want to jump the transfer portal. Exactly. There's no room on you. And let's hope that maybe you can go back and talk to other coaches that were maybe after
recruiting you in the past. Yeah.
Who knows?
The other thing is, Chris, this goes against the politics in some of these schools where kids that are busting their ass and the coach isn't giving him a fair shot. So this was put in place to help kids that, because coaches were getting fired and doing whatever they wanted to do for bigger money, bigger deals, leaving maybe a HBCU team and going somewhere else to coach. Now you have the opportunity to protect yourself as a player and go somewhere else because the new coach don't want you.
Right.
So that's what this was set up for. And now it's becoming a loophole that JT could just jump from school to school and find a new place to play. But listen, this is a tough situation to follow. It's the most interesting thing to me right now. And football is coming to a close with the college game. It gets me so sad, but we have like 66 bowl games that we're going to be breaking down, talking about. Yes. Chris and I will be breaking down all of the bowls. Obviously, the college football championships. We're going to be going live right after, talking about these games like we did last year. And then again, like BHL style on the final college football championship. What Michigan did to Georgia this time around.
Yeah, this time, because last year
Chris might have to rescind his vote. No.
Okay, all right.
Cherie does not want me to talk about. Can Ohio State beat Georgia? That'll be a conversation.
I just want to say one more thing, Phil, about the whole transfer portal thing.
Sure.
When coaches are recruiting kids, right? So let's say you get a 4-star guy, let's say a receiver, as a freshman. And he's obviously going to want to play. He's going to want to get some time. So let's say he plays a little bit his freshman year and becomes a starter his sophomore year, right? Are you not going to be able to get a 4-star receiver or a 5-star receiver to come to your school now? Because this kid theoretically is going to be in there for the next year. We're talking about junior. He can leave after the junior year. So now you have to go to the transfer portal to find guys who want to come in to your team. I mean, the whiteboard that's in the coaches, not the team meeting room, but in the coaches meeting rooms, where they got everybody's name on the board and what their position is and what year it is. You might as well just like throw a bomb on that whole thing, right? Because it doesn't matter anymore now. Because your sophomore guard who you have there, or the junior guard who played this year, who started for you this year, you just saw that his name was in the transfer portal. You didn't even freaking know. So now you got to take that. I mean, it's
crazy. It's total chaos.
Now, one way you can combat that, and this is what Marcus Freeman and his staff is doing, and he talked about this when he was a defense coordinator, be the CEO of your position group. Okay, so the head coach, he told them as a defense coordinator, he said, hey, I want each position, linebackers, defensive back, D-line, I want you to know everything about these kids. I want you to know their parents' names. I want you to know when their birthdays are. I want you to know everything, because that's going to give you the relationship
Exactly.
that you're going to need, right? And so now, if things, and also with that, you're being honest with them, right? At that point, right? If you know the kid's birthday, his parents and stuff like that, you're going to feel good about that. If things aren't going right, you're going to explain to them what's going on. And on the flip side, hey, coach, I'm having trouble in school. Hey, I don't think this is working out for me. You're able to have that dialogue. And this is what Marcus talked about, was having that relationship with your players. So now he became a head coach, and he still has that philosophy. Be the CEO of your position group as a coach.
Smart.
So now when something is going to go down, if the kid's going to leave, guess what? You're not going to be surprised. He's going to say, man, coach, you know what? I'd love to stay here, but, I'm not getting the playing time that I wanted, that I thought I should get. What do you think? And, of course, he's going to be honest with them. And then after that, it's like you have to make a decision. But at least there's a relationship there. And I think oftentimes what you hear is some of these coaches are just hearing it for the first time when they're seeing it on social media. It's crazy, man.
It's a crazy situation that is a faded college football. The Final Four for Zorich looks different than the Final Four that is going to occur. So Chris,
and I'm proud of that, damn it. I'm proud of that.
You are. Chris had Alabama in there versus TCU. If you're just tuning in or listening, that's the difference. We are going to be breaking it all down, as well as the bowl games, to get you ready for the bowl season. When does bowl season officially start? In 2 weeks?
The first game is December 16th, which is a Friday.
So there you go. I think that following Monday or whenever, we will be back. Just pay close attention. We'll be promoting exactly when we're going to be coming back on the Super 16 poll show.
Wow, it was so weak.
I'm not finished.
I'm sorry.
Still in my thoughts.
You did it. You were like poll show, so I thought you were like doing it.
No. We got more.
Sorry.
Gary, where are you?
Wow.
Anyway, so we'll be back, just paying attention. We definitely will be breaking down the championship games, and we'll do a kickoff show to bowl season. That bowl sucks, probably the 16th.
Oh, come on, man! You got some.
What bowl is that? What
haven't
is
gone
it?
to the bowl game yet.
What bowl is it?
Let's find out who it is.
Is it University of Tennessee, Texas, San Antonio?
Oh, be nice.
No wonder
that's
why.
no fair,
Cherie got fired up. Hey,
that's
listen,
terrible, man.
I'm
You
sorry,
are just
Cherie.
so mean.
But that
Terrible.
Monday night after that game,
Terrible.
Chris and I will be back this weekend. Army Navy. I'm telling you right now, you got to watch it. If you had never been, you have to go once in your lifetime. If you've served or have had family served in the military of any sort, it is an experience, I can tell you, that goes beyond anything I can put into words. It's that emotional. It's so fundamentally sound. Obviously, they like to run the football and run the option game, and but the rivalry and the pageantry and the pregame of it, that'll be this weekend. Make sure you turn on your notifications and never miss out on any shows. Tomorrow we'll be live. Tonight they're going fantasy live coming up here at the top of the hour. Claudio Ivan and Chris Jackal keeping it fantasy. That'll be coming up next. Tomorrow night we got former Bears wide receiver B twice, Bernard Berrien will be joining us to talk about these Chicago Bears. What does he think of Justin Fields, Eberflus, and a look back at his time with the Bears? And that's where we'll end it.
Hold on. You asked
go ahead.
What the first bowl was. I just found it. It's the Bahamas Bowl on Friday, December 16th. Miami of Ohio versus UAB.
Okay. I'll be not watching that, probably.
Wow. You are so mean.
I'm just
So mean.
keeping it 100.
So mean.
Maybe I'll watch it with you, Chris.
All right.
We should do a live watch. Can we do a live watch of one of the bowls, me and you?
Sure. You know how hard that's going to be? Yeah. I tried. Oh, dude. I tried. It was real quick. I was able to. So obviously you're not allowed to kind of show the games on television. So
right, you can't show it.
NBC replayed the 1989 Orange Bowl on Peacock. Or no, maybe I forgot if it was on regular NBC or Peacock. Anyway, I was able to do a Zoom call with 30 former players just to kind of talk. But the idea was, hey, let's have a good time, and you get a little cocktail, whatever. Yeah. And I was going to do 15 one half and 15 the other half. Phil, it was a shit show.
I can only imagine.
It was, dude got drunk.
Oh my God.
Dropping the F-bomb.
We had.
It was hilarious. Then you had guys who wanted to hang out with the guys that are on like the second half of the game. I mean, it was ridiculous. I tried. It was hilarious.
Yes.
Hilarious. I'm sorry.
Well, two of us, I think, can handle it. At least I can handle you. After your third drink, though, we got to differentiate
fair enough.
Red buttons. We just got to differentiate the.
Thank you for reminding me. I appreciate that.
Well, listen, we'll be back to talk about all of the stuff. Transfer portal, the Chicago Bears. If you're just new to this show, I love doing this with Chris each and every week. You got to thank the National Football Foundation and the Writers Football Association of America for sponsoring this, and
everybody.
Chris Zorich working so hard and diligently. Shout out our guy, Russian Ronnie G. Always getting
the Slurpee Bowl. That was awesome.
The Slurpee Bowl. We will talk more about that in the coming weeks. Pay attention. I'll be promoting. We'll have Chris on Keeping It 100 or BHL to promote when we're going to come back on. That would be fun.
Yes.
Probably after BHL, because I'll be fired up with another Bears, whatever they do.
Great. And then that'll be like a 2-hour rant as opposed to the hour 45. Okay.
I was short with the rant.
Okay, sure.
It's going to even be shorter the next time with the rant. But anyway, I love you, Chris.
Love you too, brother. Thank you, Sheree.
Season 2 of the regular season's in the books. We're going to the playoffs, baby. And guess what? Chris's coach vote is in it. So we know Chris will be rooting for TCU to take it all. That would be epic if they did.
Don't even make me laugh.
You would never live that down.
Oh my God. That would be ridiculous.
How's your boy Rich? Is he ready for Big Blue or what?
Rick is doing very well, and he's excited about what's going to happen. I mean, I talked to him during the game, and it was just awesome. So he's doing well, and we're excited about Michigan going so far for him.
Beautiful. Let's see where they go. I'm clearly rooting for Michigan.
Go Blue. I am too, man. Go Blue.
Who are you rooting for?
Now?
Quick. Yeah, it's like in this series, who are you wanting to win?
Georgia.
So
I want Georgia to repeat.
For Georgia.
I want Georgia to repeat.
Okay. And then
so hard
is that your vote for the Heisman? Because you never
Absolutely. I've been talking about him since week 1.
There you go. If you stayed to the end, you got Chris's vote for the Heisman and who he wanted. We'll see you next time on the Super 16 show. There you go. For Sheree and the 3-time All-American CBS Defensive Player of the Year, national champion, College Football Hall of Famer, and all Madden.
I forgot about that one. Yes.
Yeah, we got to add that. Chris Zorich, I'm your guy, Draft Dr. Phil. Jump on tomorrow night. Jump on with the guys next. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching the Super 16 Poll Show with Chris Zorich. Like, subscribe, and comment. This has been a special presentation of the Tape
Never Lies Network.